Hello everybody, I'm SJM. Hello there, welcome back. We are now looking at the first bit of gold that I've found. Apparently it's supposed to form in the basalt area. Quartzite basalt area, but I don't know why. Maybe it's just too deep to leave deposits on the top. And then I came over to the dolomite area because I thought maybe I could find some bismuth in here, and gave up after searching all of this area. Didn't find any bismuth, and then just on my way back I thought I'd make it faster by jumping into the river and floating down to the ocean to get back towards home here, which is around here somewhere, I think. And I came across some gold in the river, but it required me to make a pan, so I ran all the way back home anyways, and then came back here to try out this panning for gold type of thing. So let's go through this together because it's my first time panning. So we've got a filled pan, and apparently we wash it in the water. A small piece of native gold. That's great. That's great. So we grab the gravel. Sifty, sifty, sifty. Has this got filled up again? Yep. We got nothing on that second try. See if I can't find a place here where I'm not falling down the river. Let's not aim at the next piece of gravel. Hey, we got a second one. So I do need at least 4 to be able to do what I want to do, so stand in the water. Pan, pan, pan. There seems to be quite a bit down there, so hopefully we can get the gold that I need to be able to move forward with making my alloy. You can't swim kind of while you're panning. Yeah, we got 4. So we got our minimum, but I'll continue doing this and see if we can't pan a little bit more. And I think I figured out the way to get the tin would be to find some cassiterite gold deposits in the riverbeds. So if you wanted to do the tin recipe for bronze, then that would be the way to get if you wanted to do the tin way, that's the way you get your tin, is by finding some cassiterite in the riverbeds. Anyways, we'll bring you back when I've got all of this set up, and we'll be making our black bronze tools. never mind. I was just being crazy there. So yes, we are looking at 80 plus 280 is 360 plus 40 is 400. So we need 8 pieces of silver, 4 pieces of gold, and 28 pieces of tetrahedrite to make this concoction. So just go in here. Silver, 8, right? 32 and 8. No. 28 and 8 is 36 plus 4 is 40. That's exactly what we want. We put that into a small vessel. And just note that we can only get 16 of these in the vessel because they have a smaller capacity for what they can handle. So this works out perfectly right there. We just place these in our pit kiln with V. In with the straw. In with the wood. Light that on fire for our pit kiln. And 8 hours later we will have what we need. Now just note that 2 of the molds that come out of this pit kiln are going to be hot. And we need to cool them down before we can actually use them, but I've got a plan for that because we just throw the hot molds into the water and that will cool them off instantly. So that shouldn't be too hard to do there at all. So while this is firing up, I need to be real cognizant of that because if we let the mixture cool down too much, we won't be able to cast off everything that we have going there. But just while we're waiting for that, I'm going to come over here and chop up some of these logs, and then we'll bring you all back when that's all done. All right, this is just finishing up here. Oh, I need to have one more open hand slot here. Down here. Oh, and we open the vessel. So we can put these in there when they're hot. We didn't need to take them out. That's fine. We'll just fill each of these up here. And don't forget to do the prospector's pick. Oh, and yes, now we do want to throw these into the water to cool them down quick so that we can pop them out right away. Notice when we use the pit kilns, we actually lose our molds whenever we do it in the pit kiln. So that's just one thing to note there. I have a prospector's pick, I have a saw, I have a chisel, and I have a pickaxe. The big thing with the saw is now that we have a saw, we can... Oh, I put all my logs away, didn't I? We can turn our logs into lumber. And then with the lumber, we can actually make our first actual storage. So chests in this have a little bit less storage in Terra Firma Craft than they do than others. There's only 2 rows, but already we've got, you know, extra storage for the stuffs and things for ourselves. With the chisel, we can actually come over here because we're going to need to make a quern to make some of the things. So we're going to need some. Actually, we have to choose the mode on our chisel, and I forget how to do that. I'm probably gonna have to look in here. Do. Oh, we have to use colon, slab, stair, and smooth. And to make our quern, we'll need 3 smooth and 3 raw. Raw or hardened, I guess. I don't know how to make the hardened, but I do know how to make the raw. So to make the smooth, we'll just use the colon. No, that's not working either. Alright, we're going to put this on a quick pause while I figure that out. Here we are, we're live. So cycle chisel mode from Terra Firma Craft was totally unbound. So I don't know what to do with it. So how about semicolon, like we were trying to use earlier? Aha, you hold it and then... Nope, that's still not working. Go back to the controls. Cycle chisel mode, M. No, M's already got a conflict, right? Because that's what was conflicting with our zeros map in the beginning. Really? Okay, quite confused. I'll figure it out and bring you back when I got it done. Alright, we're back. I don't know how I missed it in here, but entry index, chisel. You will need a chisel and any type of hammer. So in order to start chiseling, hold the chisel in your main hand and the hammer in your offhand. So totally on me there. I think this is the hammer. Yeah. What did I do? I threw all my sticks away in my new chest. So now we get a red outline over which one we want, right? So do that. We chiseled that into a smooth. Chisel this one into a smooth. And we'll show you folks how to get the raw versions of the rocks. So if you have a raw piece and it's surrounded, or you remove all of the blocks from the 6 cardinal directions away from it, so top, bottom, east, west, north, and south, then it will pop off into its raw form. So we'll just make this one into a smooth. And now we have a raw basalt. And likewise, I can just pop this one off. I finally got my first piece of Oh yeah, so when you break the regular rocks, they'll just give you the loose rock version. You don't get cobblestone until you break a piece of cobble, right? So if we wanted to make basalt cobblestone, then we just do that. So we need one more piece of basalt here for raw version. So we'll just break this one off here. And this one off here. We do that like that and we'll get the quern. Now we need the item that goes on top of the quern, and I forget what that is. I guess we'll look in here. Handstone. Accepts any stone. So I'm guessing not the cobble version, so raw or hardened. So we'll need to get 3 more raw and plus a stick, and that will get us the handstone, which we put on top of the quern, and then we'll be able to mill down our rye grain into rye flour. That's the word I'm looking for, flour. And then once we have the flour, we combine the flour with water, and that will give us the dough, which we can then cook to make the bread, flatbread precisely. So we just put it into the fire pit. So this is the first point, which I actually need the fire pit, but we can also do it in the forge, which is what we're going to make next as well. So if we just look in here, go back to here. No, so let's go back to the entry index and look at the forge. Charcoal forge, that's what it's called. So basically to build the forge we need 5 pieces of cobblestone, so 4 in the cardinal directions and 1 underneath, and then we'll fill it up with charcoal on top. To get charcoal we'll need to do a charcoal pit, which is also here as well. So we just need to make a log pile, surround it with non-burnable material, aka dirt usually. You light it on fire with a fire starter and then cover it up. And I think this takes 8 hours as well, but after a while, you can see there, we'll get charcoal out of that. If it worked, you'll see the smoke particles coming up there, and then we'll get charcoal piles. We'll get some amount of loss, so you know if you put 16 logs per log pile in, you might only get 10 or 12 pieces of charcoal out of it, maybe sometimes less. Just depends on what you go, but I don't have the wood to demonstrate that here today. But yeah, we'll need to get 3 more raw for the hand crank there. The other thing that we can use the quern for is making our dyes. So if you've gone ahead and made any of the wattle and daub. You can finally grind down your flowers to make dyes so that you can make different colors and designs on your building materials. And then the last thing that the quern is used for is to make, obviously we can make salt for later, a bit later on in the game, but crushing down some kinds of stones into flux. I guess it's not here, or it's too hard sifting through all the recipes to find, but on the quern we'll just put in some different items. So limestone, dolomite, chalk, marble, or if we get some of these off of the beach, because we are close to an ocean, we could go and get some of those clams or shellfish, and we could get flux out of them that way as well. I don't know what borax is, where it comes from, but we'll probably find that in the world at some point somewhere. The last thing, oh yeah, for other thing that we can do with the lumber once we have it is we can finally make a bucket. This is how we get the water for making our flour, for making the flatbreads. And the reason why I'm concentrating on getting to these flatbreads is when we have them, we can then start to make sandwiches. And these sandwiches should give us more bang for our buck out of the fruits and vegetables that we can grow, as well as hunger items. Although this says nutrition none, so I'm not sure what that means, but when I get the flatbreads made up in between episodes, we'll test that out to see where it comes to, because I think this is a really good way of also, you know, taking some different items with different expiries and making them into like the same stack, so to speak. So that's the direction I'm going for my food for the early game, is just making the sandwiches. And but yeah, to get there we're gonna need to, I want to get the forge up and going, charcoal forge, so I'm going to need to chop a bunch of trees. That's why I kind of settled near this little forest area, so I can do that quite easily. And we'll get the the charcoal forge going, and we can go over getting ingots and mining in the next episode. So I appreciate you all for checking this one out, and we will see you in the next one.